Hello there and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Life Path,
The
Lit Path. Why do we call it the Lit Path? Because students are lit. Students, wherever you find them in Zambia and abroad, they are lit. They come up with the most lit ideas, they have the most lit outfits, they have the most lit thinking. Is that right, Mulombe?
Of course, yes.
Joining me today is a student. She is studying in Malaysia, and because of COVID, she had to come back on holiday. And we are privileged to have a student be able to talk to fellow students about how lit they can be and how lit they can respond to peer pressure. Is that okay?
Yes.
That is good. Now, Mulombe, we've been talking about challenges that students go through everywhere you go, regardless of geographical dispensation. In Malaysia, in the United States, in the United Kingdom, in Zambia, a student is a student and their needs are kind of unique. There's pressure for money, there's pressure to go join groups that maybe do illicit drugs, there's pressure to keep up a lifestyle that you can't afford or sustain because some children or school kids come from rich families. There's pressure to go out and drink and do clubbing and sometimes even just become promiscuous. There's so much pressure on a child who's leaving home for the very first time, goes into a place, a new environment, a new sort of like social leaders, and they are guiding you in a way you've never gone before. For you, it must even be more difficult because you are away from Zambia in a different and totally different environment. How have you dealt with peer pressure?
All right. So I'm going to speak from my personal experience. I went to Malaysia about 2 years ago, and then what I expected and what I found there were totally different. So first of all, it's a whole different race, a whole different culture, a whole different ethnicity. And so I thought after I got there, I thought how first of all, how my Christian values would match, because most of the students there, most of the people are Muslim. It's a Muslim nation. So I was wondering how I would fit into an environment where we have Muslims everywhere, where we have different cultures, Indians and all these other cultures. So what happened is, first of all, I found a fellowship within campus. So that fellowship helped me to stay grounded. Other than the values, of course, that I learned from home,
Was this a Christian fellowship?
Yes.
They are allowed to set up a Christian fellowship in there?
Yes.
So that helped you when we are regularly meeting in this fellowship, and
yes.
It helped you keep yourself in check.
Yeah, of course.
How important do you think it is for institutions of higher learning like colleges and universities to have an on-campus Christian fellowship?
I think it's extremely important because not every university has a church, or is set up like that. So I think it's important for the students to have access to these fellowships or these unions.
Right. So, I don't know if you experienced an ethnicity kind of segregation where the children from Africa, the students from Africa kind of polarize, they come together. And in that polarization, you form a hub. And in that hub, values that everyone prescribes to. And in these values, maybe you find people want to date each other, people want to go on drugs, because it's a closed club. Did you ever find yourself, being a victim of gold rush and everybody wants to date you because you're close in this fellowship, this black community in a foreign land?
Absolutely. So what happens is, because of the way we were raised, we're from one country or one continent, we're from Africa. When we go there, it's easier to relate to somebody who shares the same background as you, the same schools, maybe not even the same schools, but the same country. You have things in common. So it's easier for you to relate with whoever that person might be. And so you find that there's ethnic groups within campus. There's the people who black there, there's the Chinese on their own. There's a few people who actually break those boundaries and go and date outside, outside the ethnic groups. Yeah, but I have not found myself in that situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mulombe, or as you prefer to be called Mulo,
Mhm.
I want you to be able to look into that screen and speak to the student out there who has financial pressure. They're trying to keep up appearances. They are trying to stay in one relationship, but they have 10 for financial reasons and the pressure they're going through. You are a child of God, you are a believer. What would you say to that student who's a believer, who's going through massive peer pressure?
So these things, they don't last. Financial pressure doesn't last forever, and keeping up appearances also doesn't last. So what I would say to the Christian guy, girl who's trying to keep up appearances and look like this and do this is stay true to yourself. You don't have to be like so and so. You don't have to behave like so and so because it seems cool. At the end of the day, these things that seem cool, these things that people want to copy, and these people who other people want to be like, it doesn't profit you. It doesn't profit you in any way because there's
But you're
things.
getting money from different men.
Uh,
It's profiting them. Is it not?
Not entirely.
It's
no,
not lasting
it's because
profit.
exactly.
It
it's
is a
not.
fallacy. It's a
Yeah.
wrong foundation.
It only lasts for a while, but
Yeah.
afterwards there's long-term effects, there's
Consequences.
diseases,
Yeah.
there's so many other things that come out of it.
People
so,
say that a lot of abortions do take place in these colleges and
they
universities.
do.
That there's more bloodshed in colleges as a result of abortions than there was bloodshed spilled at the independence of this country.
That's true. That's true.
If you are listening to us, we are making a passionate plea. Stay true to yourself and your values. Train a child on the way in which they must go, and when they're fully grown, they will not depart from that path. Be that child that will not depart. There are numbers scrolling on the screen right now. If you're a student and you need counseling, you need someone to talk to, you are going through a difficult situation, or you'd like a campus fellowship to be established on your campus, and you can speak to the authorities whether you're home or abroad, get in touch with us on those numbers, and we will be very happy to send a trained resource who is a trained counselor, can relate with the students. Shalom, shalom. This is Pastor Francis, and my guest, of course, Molo. It's goodbye for now. Life path,
The
the
lead
lead path. See you next
Thank
time.
you.